Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here, and I'm back for another crafty video. This time round, though, I am going to do a video that was a challenge that was set to me by Kim Newberg, and I will link her channel in the description below. In the description below. Trust me, I haven't been drinking. It just sounds like I have. So I'm going to kind of follow what she did, but obviously put my spin on it, as one does, because don't look to replicate, look to you know, do your own thing on things. So don't try and like be a photocopier of work. Just do your own, add your own pizzazz, your flair, your je ne sais quoi. That's as much as I get. So that's as
French as it gets.
Yes, as French as it gets. Basically, we'll just have a bit of a play, and we'll see how it goes. So basically, stop saying basically. You start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. When you sing, you begin with A. No, you don't sing with A, B, C, do you, Dave? So she started off with some envelopes, okay, or some envelopes, and they can either be used or not used. Okay, so these. Sorry, I'm just staring at this, thinking, who's this person? Well, Claire Barnes. She's got a couple of ones. These have come from work, so these are ones when I get so much mail sent to me, like, please, contact us, or we're trying to sell you something, or we want to borrow space, or can you work with us on our project, and all of that. So basically we get loads of it. It's basically junk mail for business. So I'm just trying to find a perfect place to pin my mic. So that's better. It was under my chin. Well, it was under one of my chins anyway. So she actually uses the junk mail that you get through the door, where the envelopes are already open. I've used a lot of mine already. I've coffee dyed most of mine, but I've found a few, and as you can see, I'm a tearer opener of envelopes. I don't use a knife. Yeah. So I open it like I'm at an awards ceremony. They open quick. So that's these are some of those. This is a thing that came to me. It's got my address on it, so I'm not going to show that on camera. So basically, I'm just going to pick one. And it doesn't matter if they're open like this. In fact, I'll use one that's open a bit more scraggly. Let's use this. This is from Virgin Media. Your monthly bill is changing. It's basically putting the prices up. That's all that means. Not for the it's never for the better. So and she always glues down any of her envelopes that are already open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the bits down that are particularly big and flappy. But if they're not like this, I'm just going to fold them over to the right side that they're supposed to be on, because I don't want to glue them down and stop the function of the envelope, because we're going to make them into pockets and all sorts of things. So I'm just going to fold those over, but I'm going to glue that bit down. So let's find a glue stick. So this is the same day as we did our New Year's Day live, and that means then it's New Year's Day, Dave. So I think that's what you're trying to say.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
That's what I'm trying. It's New Year's Day. So, like I say, I'm not going to stick these down. I'm just going to cover those over with the things that we're going to do. So we're basically going to cover it in book page. But the way Kim does it is she grabs some book pages, which I asked Brian to sort me some out. They're here, and then she cuts them into strips. So we're going to strip for you. Na, 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 na. Dun, 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 dun. Na, 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 na. Dun, 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 dun. Na, 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 na. Sorry, I'm not sorry. Sorry, I'm not sorry. So let's get the cutter. I am going to have to strip, actually, though. I'm going to have to take a layer off. I'm already hot. So just bear with me. Here comes the mic. Let's try not to cut that off on the guillotine, Dave.
No, try not to.
So I'm just going to take my layer off. Yep, sorry, it's a hoodie, so I kind of have to wrestle with it to get it off my head. I've got a big head, as you may have noticed. So, okay, there we go. So she cuts hers into strips. So basically she just shuggles all of her paper up, and then will this go through? It will. I don't know how many pages this will cut, but like we'll soon see, won't we? So, and then she cuts them into strips. I don't know what she said, about an inch. It doesn't really matter.
She didn't specify size. She just cut.
Yeah, that right. So we know. I said I wasn't sure how many this cut. It doesn't cut that many. That's how many it cuts. we won't cut that many. Then we'll do these. So it doesn't matter if they're not the same. They're not the same size. So we'll stay there with them. Stay there. I mean, we'll stop there with them, and we'll do these. So we've got a few different pages. There you go. That's better. So I don't know what this book is from, but this page is from because it's actually got some annotations in there as well. But somebody's obviously written on it. So I don't know who she is. Annotation.
Like animatronic.
She might be like animatronic. So Brian's here, but with me, by the way, just in case you wondered who I was talking to.
She's the unknown sister.
You might not be able to hear him. So if you can't hear him, I'm not talking to myself. I promise. Well, anyway, so what we do is we're just gonna stick it down to one side and we're gonna fold it round. So apparently, if I'm doing it right, well, it doesn't matter if I'm not doing it right because I'm doing it my way. He did it my way. And now the end, isn't it? Well, I hope it's not. But never know. Could get by a hit. No, you could get hit by a bus. But, well, it'd be unfortunate if I get hit by a bus in this room.
It means it's flown through the air. Down the side of the building where it's too narrow to get down.
So, what is this from the past? What's this? I just need a glue book. Can't find one for the love and the money, but...
Want me to give you one?
Yes, please. Have you got a glue book down there, Brian?
Glue book's down
I like to use a glue book. The reason why this is still on here is because it stops the glare from there. Stops the glare from there. It does indeed.
What the green mat was for?
Yes, it was. But that's dirty. Because I said I wasn't going to use it with gluing on, and did. So it needs a clean. So I'm going to stick this down on here. So this is a technique that I personally haven't used. Apparently lots of other people use it, but and Kim uses this technique, so I thought I would give it a go and share her channel as well. So she uses this for doing that with, but I can't use this because that is so horribly sticky. I'm gonna just end up getting covered in goop. So I will use my trusty card to smooth mine down, and then what we're going to do is we're going to pick it up and fold it over. So the object is to cover the whole thing, but you're going to go round the edge. You're going to be a buffalo girl and go round the outside. Now she doesn't mind having lots of white edges on hers, but I like to take some of it off. So again, we're doing it my way. We did it my way. And now no, stop singing the same bit, Dave. You know why I'm singing the same bit?
The other bit you know.
That's the only bit I know. Exactly. So don't worry about how this looks. You're just basically sealing the envelope up with this, and then you're going to go round the rest of it. So have a mixture of pages, Dave. Something different. And we need to make it shorter, obviously, for here. So if we tear it down to about there. Then you try and get it off the page that you just glued it to, because it's not the page you want it glued to. So put that there. Doesn't matter if it overlaps, it's fine. It's better to overlap than to have a gap. That rhymed, it didn't mean to. So, and then I've got the knob end that I need to cut off. So just cut that bit off and throw that on the floor. Obviously you don't have to throw yours on the floor. You might be more precious about your floor than I am about mine, but you know, it's one of those things. It is what it is. I am what I am. I am what I am. Oh no. I did it my way. I did it my way. And now the end. I'll just sing the same bit over and over again then, shall I? You ever feel like your life is on repeat? So get something different. That's very gluey. Like, just put your arm in it, Dave. That's fine. Tear that bit off. That can go there. Don't mind that bit of blank bit because it's actually quite old looking, oldie, stained. I think that was Brian's leg just fell off. So it's very hollow.
That's what I thought.
It's his hollow legs. That's the reason why he can eat so much. So it's having them hollow legs. Is that like a saying that's like a global saying? You've got hollow legs. So that's something that I definitely. Well, in the UK, if you've got hollow legs, it means that you can eat a lot. What's wrong with you? You got hollow legs? Mm-hmm. Hollow.
Where do they put it? Have they got hollow legs?
Yep. So I'm going to go fold this bit over as well. So basically we're just putting a border on the envelope first. Where's my card gone? There we go. And then put a bit of that there, shall we? Will that fit? Yep, that's cool. That'll go there. So yes, New Year's Day. I'm not making any New Year's resolutions, but I have decided that I'm going to. It's not a resolution as such, but just a change of attitude. I'm going to try and not let myself, not be my own saboteur so much. Although it didn't go. The New Year's resolution did not go very well so far because I've already had a moment where I've got in my own head about myself. So Brian had to kind of talk me down off the metaphoric cliff. So but yeah, I'm going to try and be less of a saboteur to myself. I'm going to try and be more confident about my abilities, not just in craft but in my work life, and just generally, you know, try and be a better role model to people. So, although I don't think I do a terrible job of being a role model.
No, because people usually don't see the saboteur bit.
Sorry, Brian? What did you just say, Brian?
I said you're usually a good role model because outwardly you do all the right and say all
Yeah.
the right things, and the saboteur bit you do in private.
Yeah, that's true. So Brian's just said that I do the saboteur bit in private, and in public you tend to see the encouraging, you know, you can do it type thing. But you know, that's about like your audience, isn't it? But you perform. So do as I say, not as I do. It's that same saying. So yeah, I'm a terrible overthinker. I can overthink a situation. I can overthink a situation until it becomes like a, you know, catastrophe. So
Yep.
that mountain is definitely a molehill. No, that molehill is definitely a mountain. I don't even know what I'm talking about with my metaphors. So once we've done that, okay, then we're going to cover the outside of the envelope. Now, the outside of the envelope Kim doesn't worry about the windows. Now, I like to keep windows in things if I can, but I don't worry about them being that same shape. So if it changes shape, then, you know, that's fine. And she just used these up, whatever she has to hand. So I've got a few bits here. If I need more, I can always get more. Trust me, I have got more. I've got more stuff. So I have plenty of stuff. Do not worry.
Look at all the stuff.
Yeah. If you've
The
got
world
stuff,
says it's
I've
run
got
out of
some of
stuff.
that stuff.
The world says it's run out of stuff.
Yeah, I am like the
It'll all be here.
I'm like the antiquarian of stuff. Is that the right term? Antiquarian?
Yeah.
A collector of stuff.
Although a better word is the womble of stuff.
All that Brian said, although the better word is the womble of stuff, which we've established. A womble is not always a good term. It's not always a nice term in the UK either, but like a lot of... So in Australia, it's never used in a nice way. It's always used in a... No.
I don't know that.
Yeah, it's always used in a derogatory sense. So...
Bulgaria would be most.
Yes. So yeah, if you're not sure what a womble is, look up the
Wombles
Wombles of Wimbledon Common TV children's TV program, and that's the Wombles that we're talking about. So the Wombles of Wimbledon Common away. Well, I'm not quite so common.
I, on the other hand,
Yes. However,
I've worked in Wimbledon.
have you?
And I'm very common.
Have you worked in Wimbledon?
Yeah.
All right.
Wimbledon to be precise, but
South Wimbledon. I didn't realise there was a north and a south Wimbledon. Didn't realise it was big enough. So it's more than it's common though, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite a posh place these days.
That's it. The Wombles would be delighted.
I set up a shop called Cook there.
Who, the Wombles have?
No, I set up a shop. That's what
Oh, right. You set up... I thought you said the Wombles have set up a shop called Cook there. What?
I worked for a company called Cook and I set up a shop.
Oh, right.
there as well.
Oh, did you? Oh, cool.
They're like posh Iceland.
Oh, really? Like a posh Iceland.
They make frozen food, but handmade frozen food.
All right.
Delicious frozen food. There's one in Leeds.
Is there one?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, never heard of it. So
Up near
Waitrose.
that way over, yeah.
All right. I was saying. So I was being. Oh yeah, I was trying to be funny, but
It's in a posh part. It's in a moneyed part because it's
well, yes.
that sort of thing. Posh Iceland, basically, for yummy mummies.
I was saying.
The food's fucking delicious. It's absolutely amazing.
So the food is delicious. Well, that's all right then. Fine. I'm just covering over all the bits on this book. So, this is not. I mean, like, you know, if you want to see the way that Kim does hers, then obviously watch her video, which, like I say, is going to be linked in the description below, because I'm doing my own thing. So, so I don't want you to be thinking this is. I'm replicating exactly what she did. I'm using her style, but
Using
her technique, but putting on my style. So, so pop that on there. And like I say, I like the. I don't know whether I want that to be the same shape. I like keeping a window if I can, but you know, Kim's not worried about that, so she covers over her windows. Whereas, yes, if she wants them, she'll make a new one. Whereas I like to cover them. I like to keep them if I can. So you know, you do your technique. I'm literally at this very moment trying not to get in my own head about that. So because I know that I can be I'll overthink it and then I'll want to stop the video because I don't feel like I'm doing it right. So, but I've got to learn So this is I tend to pick what videos I'd like to replicate, because I'm worried that I'm going to not do that person a good service if I do it wrong. So an injustice maybe.
I'm not wrong differently.
Yeah. So I just need to find. Is there any? I'll use that in a minute. I'm overthinking the whole situation now. So.
Already?
Yeah. So I'll just cover these bits and then we'll go from there.
You can tell you're overthinking it because you're quiet.
Yeah, I am overthinking it.
Stop
So it's really hard though when if it's I overthink things. It's my mental health. It's not it's part and parcel of me, and it's really hard to not overthink, and those people that do overthink like me will hopefully understand as well because they overthink it. So
remember, it's your take
yeah,
on somebody else's technique.
yeah, okay.
It's
So
not-
Brian's just coaching me at the moment about me having it my take. The thing is, what
You're
I
not
do.
teaching Kim's technique, you're doing
Yeah.
your technique.
No, I know I'm not teaching Kim's technique, but what my brain is now doing is saying that this isn't good enough. So, and there's not. It's not about good enough. I mean, like it's different. I mean, like I would be doing the same thing even if the video wasn't on, but because the video is on, it makes it. You feel like like everything you do, you feel like it's in the spotlight. It's going to be judged. It's going to be compared to somebody else. And that's kind of what gets into my head. So, and I'd love to be the kind of person that can just do things and not care what other people think. I'd love to be like Brian. Brian can do that. Brian can do his own thing, not worry about it. He dances to the beat of his own drum. But and then that makes me feel like like I'm lacking in something because I can't do that.
Nah.
So, and then I can start comparing myself to Brian, and then
And it gets out of hand.
yeah, it does. So I've literally just gone through the bit where I went a bit quiet. I'm really sorry about them going a bit quiet, but I've literally just gone through that wave of I am going to stop this video. And I was trying to get Brian's attention, but he wasn't making eye contact with me. So, I was kind of like waving for help. So, oh look, he's waving for help. No, he's drowning. So,
I'm not drowning.
no, but I felt like it was. So, I find it really difficult as well when Brian talks to me because I'm worried that you guys can't hear what he's saying, and it sounds like I'm going mad because I'm talking to myself or answering my own questions that you don't hear what the question is. So, and that's why I really need to get the sound sorted out.
But you do always say I'm here, so people can
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, so I do always say that Brian's here. So, but then like if people I've never seen you, then they might think that you're just a ghost that I talk to that I'm channeling.
I'm just
Brian's in the
imagining
room with
friend.
me.
A figment.
I can feel his presence. He's in the room with me.
Look,
So,
I'm
yes,
real.
he is actually real. Yeah, otherwise I've just grown a third hand. So,
Hang on. This is how you can tell it's me. I've got a tattoo
he's
on
got
my
a
finger.
tattoo, and he always wears and he always wears this, which is looking manky now. But
I know.
um,
Well, one side looks alright, the other side looks manky.
I'll just stick that on there.
But it don't come off, so...
Yes, he's grown into that ring, so...
I've definitely grown into it.
he can't get it off now. I mean, it's made of wood, so he could, like, cut it off, but,
The
like...
chunkiness has spread.
And I've got to grips with a jigsaw, so I could cut it off for him. So he might not have a thumb left, but like I could get him out of the situation he's in. So.
No, but I'm kind of waiting until I'm kind of holding out until one day I'll see a ring that I like to replace it.
Yeah, I get that.
And then I'll break it off and
yeah. I just don't like. I don't know what it is. I don't like wearing a ring. I can feel them all the time, and they make me feel uncomfortable. I feel, I don't know, maybe it's a metaphor for having been married, but I always feel a bit trapped by them. So maybe it is a metaphor for marriage.
Yep. Maybe. Because I don't have that feeling, and I've never been married.
No, maybe it is. I don't know. I used to wear rings. I used to wear them like dress rings, like, you know, like for going out, clubbing and that sort of thing, but I don't wear a ring anymore, so I haven't worn a ring since, well, since I'm no longer married. So maybe that is the thing. Maybe that's that. So, by the way, Kim used a lot in her video. She uses a lot of like square pieces of paper, and as you can see, I'm just using bits of torn out paper and whatever, because I need to use it up, otherwise it stays on my desk and it never gets used. So that's just falling apart because it's so brittle. So I just want to make sure it's all covered up. There's a tiny bit there that isn't covered, so I'll make sure my envelope is covered, and then we'll move on to the kind of thing we're going to do with it. So there you go, that's all covered over. So it's all covered over on both sides. Any like knob ends that stick out, you just get rid of them, chop them off. Either chop them off or bend them back or tear them off or whatever. You kind of want the edges to be nice. Well, I kind of want the edges to be nice. You can have the edges however you like. You do you, and I'll do me. So that's that. I'm just going to leave it to kind of dry a bit, and what we'll do is we'll move on to another one. Maybe a different shape this time. There we go. Let's seal this one up. So if it's not already sealed, seal it down. Try and get it as flat as possible so it looks, it's easier to thingy over, you know, collage over if it's flat. And then we're just going to do the same and go around this edge. So yes, that's my New Year's resolution, which I haven't even been able to get to the end of the video without. Like I say, it's not a New Year's resolution because you set yourself up to fail if it's a New Year's resolution, because once you're not able to complete it, you think that that's it and you've ruined it for the year. So it's kind of like a pledge to myself that I'm going to try and do it less. And trust me, I do it a lot. So don't know what that is about my mental health. Never really had anybody analyze me that sort of way, other than I had an analysis to find out I was autistic, but that wasn't about your mental health, because it's, you know, I don't want people to get the two mixed up. It's not, so autism is not a mental health condition, but it can contribute to mental health conditions. So it's what's it classed as? What's autism classed as? It's not a mental health. Is it neurological? It's the brain condition. Yeah, it's a neurological condition though. It's your brain function, but it's not mental health. So
Just wired slightly differently.
yeah. So I see things differently. I sometimes see things maybe too black and white, too, too logically. Anyway, that's me. That's who I am. And I'm not saying I'd like to do anything about it, because I wouldn't. I like who I am generally. I like who I am because I think I'm a nice person. I think I'm kind, and I think I maybe sometimes I go out of my way too much to be nice, to make sure spread kindness. So I'll be I don't know, not the victim, but like I'll take the brunt of something in order to protect somebody else. So, but Brian, is that what you meant? That's not a bad thing. About what? That's not a bad thing, or the other thing that was
No,
saying?
it's not a bad thing. Trying to be kind and
No. So.
going out of your way to spread kindness.
And that's the other thing I want to do, is still continue to craft even when my days are a bit less jolly, because less good, because craft is the thing I turn to when I'm not feeling great. But I don't always put the camera on, because I don't think that, I kind of overanalyze the whole thing. So I overanalyze so just before Christmas, my numbers had grown to 580, and then on Christmas Day, they dropped down to 573. No, 577. And so then I was like, oh, what have I done? And like, what have I said? And like, and I get in my own head about that. So.
When in actual fact, you probably not said or done it.
No, so Brian's saying.
Probably just came off YouTube, maybe. Or
Yeah. So Brian's just said maybe I haven't said or done anything. Maybe those people just came off YouTube, which is true. But then, I guess I'm analysing it so much because I know that I'm different and I do things differently, and sometimes difference isn't always a good thing. But also, I think that difference in some ways is a good thing, because I'm talking about those mental health things that other people don't talk about. So the other people who are people pleasing and pleasing their audience are still dealing with those things, but they're just not saying them out loud. So please don't send anything to Claire Barnes. I'm not even sure whether she is the placement manager anymore. So she's trying to get me to take some volunteers, but that was literally, I'd said yes, and it was the year that the pandemic hit, so didn't get any of their placements. So obviously things got cancelled. So, but if she's watching, she'll go, oh, that's me.
And if it is you watching, put a comment.
Yeah, if it is you, yeah, Claire, if you are watching, comment. So
That's my envelope.
I like it. Yeah, comment in a nice way. So let's stick that on there. Actually, no. Let's go a bit bigger than that. So let's go. You see, I overthink collaging as well. I can't just put things down. I have to think about it. Which, I don't know. Good thing, bad thing. I don't know. Maybe not even something that's open for good thing or bad thing. It's just a thing.
You getting better at it though. At like
What, collaging?
well, I don't know. I never had a problem with your collaging. I meant like the
Getting better at what?
not overthinking so much and doing more what you want rather
Yeah.
than worrying about what people say.
Yeah, I do. I do try to do more of me and less
Being
of
more
what.
yourself and feeling confident to do it.
Yeah. But also, I don't want to kind of replicate the same stuff and regurgitate. I want to evolve and do things and do different things and create the new. But I don't want to reinvent the wheel either.
I also think that's a good thing about your channel, because you don't just make the same thing endlessly, or make a journal and then make another journal, or make a journal and then another journal.
No, I haven't made a journal.
You actually make the stuff that you want to make and
Yeah.
play with the stuff you want to play with. And
I am going to make a journal on camera. I think I might do that this month. Start making something. I've kind of been inspired. I've been watching Round the World in 80 Days, Phileas Fogg, the new BBC adaptation with what's his face? David Tennant. I was going to say Doctor Who, because he was Doctor Who, but that's not his name.
once upon a time he was Doctor Who.
He was Doctor Who, but that's not his name though, so I might put that on there actually. Yeah.
Although it is a while ago that he was Doctor Who.
Yeah, it is a while ago that he was Doctor Who, but he was still Doctor Who. I haven't watched it for years, so sometimes I can't remember what people are called. I have to describe them by the roles that they've done rather than, and I couldn't think of anything else he'd done. So, and I'm not saying that he hasn't done anything. My brain doesn't retain people's.
Played the devil.
Did he?
Good Omens, was it, that we watched?
Oh, was it good? I can't remember.
Him and what's his face? No, see, I can't remember.
Yeah, well, I'm not big on celebrity, and doesn't really bother me. So they're lucky if I remember what their name is or what they've been in. So
Celebrities everywhere, take a gasp.
well, I'm not, because like people, you can be really. I just don't understand the celebrity thing, because most of them complain about being in the spotlight all the time, but if they weren't in the spotlight, they wouldn't be a celebrity. And then the people that but then the people that are in the spotlight and don't mind being in the spotlight, they're not always the ones that are the most successful ones.
No.
And then there's the ones that are. There's other people, other jobs, other roles. You could be a really successful pilot, but you're never going to be famous for it. You could be a really successful, I don't know, stock taker or auditor, and never be famous for it. So I find it uncomfortable that not we, because I don't, laud fame. Because it's not about, surely it's about what they can do rather than who they are. And if they're really good at what they do, then that's great. But there are other people who are possibly really good at what they do, that just never get the chance to be in the spotlight. Maybe I oversimplify the whole thing, but that's how my brain sees it anyway. So it's my perspective. All the thoughts shared on this channel are mine. Unless they're Brian's because he's said it. So, and just because he said it doesn't mean to say I agree with it. He's just happened to say it. So, stick that on there. What else? I need to get another piece. These are all square pieces. Let's use a piece of that. That can go there. So I think I might decoupage over these. Just because I like decoupaging, and decoupaging is really good for my mental health. So because it's something I get good results at. Well, I think I get good results, and that's all that matters.
You are the king of decoupage, or queen, depending on
or queen, or how other people see me. So Oh, that tore off, didn't it? In the wrong way. Never mind. It's still sticky. It'll still go on there. Tear this bit down. Really don't like the white edge. Don't know what it is. Just don't like it. Stick that there. That's obviously been stuck to something before. It's got a shiny back, like it looks like it's been glued. So anyway, yes, New Year. So we did our New Year's Day live, and then we went and ate, and we had lamb. We had lamb with Yorkshire pudding, roast potatoes, and roast parsnips. We were going to have vegetables, but literally as we were serving up, it was like, oh, we didn't cook the vegetables. So we didn't. So
potatoes,
yes,
parsnips and onions.
we had potatoes, parsnips, and onions. So, but like they were all roasted. So we didn't have anything green, but we've kept it and we can have it tomorrow. So we're gonna, whatever we have tomorrow has got to be with parsnips. No, with not parsnips. Sorry, with carrots, Brussels, and broccoli. So I love my vegetables, but I didn't really miss them tonight because there was so much to eat. So, but it was all brown.
Like alien Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah, Brian makes a mean Yorkshire pudding. I mean, I guess it's the law that he has to be able to make because he is from Yorkshire. So, I don't know whether do you get deported if you can't make a Yorkshire pudding?
Fowler got back in.
All right, he had to. So, is that, apparently, the entrance test to come back from being down south is to make a Yorkshire pudding. So, it wouldn't surprise me.
The only reason I'm allowed to stay.
Yeah, because she makes a good. Well, how come I was allowed to move up here? I can't make a Yorkshire pudding.
You can't ever say you're a Yorkshireman, even if you live here for the rest of your natural
So
life.
I'll never be able to call myself a Yorkshireman.
You'll only ever be a blowing.
A blow-in?
Yeah.
Nice term. A comer-inner.
Yeah. It's how it works, I'm afraid.
Is it? Right. Fair enough.
Half the time I think I'm a blower in and I've spent more time away than I did here.
Yeah. Satisfactory. Satisfactory. It says sewage and satisfactory. Satisfactory sewage. Is it making a comment about my abilities? It's sewage.
It's telling you your pipe works okay.
Oh, I thought it was making a comment about my crafting skills. It's basically sewage.
I think not.
Satisfactory sewage it is. So, put that bit there. Any bits left over will be either, if they're tiny bits, they're going to get thrown away. If they're big bits, they'll just go back in my stuff. So my fingers are all horribly sticky now. I need another little piece of book page. There isn't the same as what I've got. Choose that. Some of this. So I'm just going to put that in there, and then we are done for another one. And then what we'll do is we'll make something with things. Pop that on there. Cool. So that they're both covered, aren't they? Yep, they are. Right. So let's get rid of these. I'll make some more of these actually. Not on camera, but off camera. I think Brian's packing away.
No.
So
Changing tack.
I feel like I need to tidy up now because, like, Brian's.
Your iPad, that's all.
Oh right, Brian's just moving moving my iPad. I thought he was going. I was starting to feel a bit like maybe I've overstayed my welcome. So sorry, I'm just trying to wash my hands a bit because they are.
Damp cloth.
Yeah, have you got that damp cloth? Because that would be great. Just get the horrible. Ugh. It's horrible when they go all sticky. In fact, this is so sticky as well. This could do with a bit of a clean.
Excuse me.
Give that a bit of a clean while I'm here. It's covered in goober, sticky goober. I love this type of glue. It just like it goes soluble again when you get water on it. So I guess that's because it's for kids, isn't it? Because that's the whole point. Is if they get it in your carpet, you can get it out again. So just clean off any edges. So we're back to square one. Right, get this bit off. Okay, and then I was going to pick that up, that cloth on the floor, but it's not a cloth, it's my hoodie.
Tissue.
No, it's fine. I've got a very dirty cloth here. It's my crafting cloth, so it doesn't matter that it stays that colour even after it's been washed. It doesn't change colour. Okay, cool. So this is a bit drier than it was. So then what we do is we think about how we're going to use this. So what we're going to turn this into. So I would like, I think I'm going to have this as I think I'm going to have it as 2 pockets. So I'm going to cut it. Trying to think, I quite like it to be a wavy pocket, so it kind of goes up and down like this. I might give that a go. I might have to, let's see whether I can draw a line that I'm happy with anyway. Well, let's see if I can find a pencil. I can. Woohoo. So I was thinking then I can utilise the shape of the envelope, the shape of the window in this. If I do it kind of like that, yeah, that's what I want to do. Is that a bit high, a bit low down, maybe a bit further up? Do that same shape but a bit higher up. Not those scissors, I like a pair of scissors that actually work. Yep, a bit sticky, but that'll do. Okay, so I'm going to follow this line but not cut on the line because it's a bit low down, I think. And then I've got 2 pockets that are a bit more interesting in shape. So let's just maybe trim that edge off so it's not too spiky. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, now I need to get rid of this line that I drew and decided I didn't want to use. So again, this is not the way that Kim does hers. Kim, makes much more angular pockets, but like there is no right or no wrong. So that's a couple of pockets there, and then this I think I'm going to just slice diagonally across. I'm going to do it about there, I think. And then you've got 2 pockets like that. Strangely, they are almost the same size, which was a complete guess. So you can either have 2 pockets like that, you can have them like that, or you can have them like that, or you can have them like that. So you have a whole choice to hand. So going to decoupage something onto it. So I think I'd like one of these flowers. I love this napkin. It's got a lot of very nice. Now I'm thinking if I'm going to do an opulent journal, you remember this tag that I made? I think that would go really nicely with this. So so I think Brian's looking for something, and I don't know what he's looking for, but I feel like I might be able to help him if he asks me. So no, You don't want anything.
I was looking to see if you had any snowflake dies, but you don't.
All right, no. I have cogs.
No.
It's not the same. If you want to cut some, you can. No? Okay. Well, you can. Well, you can use the Joy or the Cricket. You've got the iPad there. You could actually set it up on the iPad.
I don't have the iPad.
Well, if you did have the iPad, you know where you put the iPad. So you could get the iPad and you could do it on the iPad, and then you could do it on the big Cricket behind me by putting a sheet of that on it. That's a no.
I'll let you bring your video, because then I'm not disturbing you if I need lots of help.
Well, okay. I think you'd be okay, but I'll show you how to use it when I'm off air then.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's see. So, do you mind if I finish doing this then?
Not at all.
Okay. Right, I found a piece that I like that bit there, and I think I'd like that bit on, which side do I want to use? I might use that side actually. Yeah, I'm going to do that on that side. So you obviously have to think, are these going to be floating pockets, or, you know, if you want to decorate both sides, then it's a floating pocket. If you only do one side, then it's not a floating pocket. It's a non-floating pocket. So, yeah, I think I'm going to do that now. I'm just wondering whether I want to just completely cover it, or I want to... No, I think I want to cut it out. Or when I say cut it out, I mean, like, water it out. So, I know that other people do their decoupaging in a different way. I know that some people are, the experts in this field, and I'm not an expert. I just like doing it, and I do it my way, and it might not be the right way, and you might think that I should do it a different way, but it's the way that I don't falter on. It's the way that I'm happy with, and I don't second guess myself with. Do you know, sometimes, like, people mean well when they say, do you know what, have you ever tried doing it like this? You should try doing that. And they mean well, but sometimes they can just make you overanalyze it, and then you start comparing yourself, and it's really difficult. So, it's great for those people. It's fine for people who've got, no mental health problems. But alas, I am not that person. Alas, I have my share of mental health issues, so complications rather than issues, I would say, Dave. So we're going to put this on there. Cool. Okay, so Brian has gone somewhere. I don't know where he's gone. I think he's gone looking for snowflake dies. I don't know whether I have any, to be fair. Right, okay, I'm going to use the... No, not the watered down one. I'm going to use the one with... Well, it is watered down still, but I'm going to use the one with vintage photo in. I really need to make some more of this because it's very low down in the thing now. But I'm going to completely cover this so that I get a good base to work from. Just be careful about, don't stick it down. You're making a pocket, so you don't want to stick the whole thing down. So you can tell I'm in my confidence area because my tone has changed. When I was doing the other thing, it was like a bit alien to me. I mean, I collage, but I tend to collage and I make from the collage stuff rather than using something to start with, a substrate to start with. I would have made an envelope out of the stuff that I'd collaged with, rather than collaging on an envelope, which is, I know it seems really bizarre, and it seems like, well, I don't understand what the difference is, but in my head it makes a difference. So that's all we're going to say is, I don't, you know, I said that the plastic glove thing was a really good technique. I really don't know where my plastic gloves are, so I can't necessarily, well, I'll say, can't. He hasn't even tried to look, to be fair. He's looking now, but he can't see them, so I don't know. So we're just going to have to go with the flow. We'll see if we can do it this way. Right, I think I'm going to have to paint over the top of this one because it's not completely stuck down in areas, so we're going to go over the top. Now it goes more wrinkly when you go over the top, but I don't have a plastic glove to hand to be able to, and my fingers are too sticky now to be able to do it with my fingers. So those not latex but the vinyl gloves, they're really good for this. So this is going to be a pocket, obviously. Going to be a pocket with to go in my opulence journal. So I wondered where you'd gone. So
I was looking for snowflake stamps.
All right, you look snowflake stamps. I thought you were looking for snowflake dies.
They're the only two I found.
Oh, you're kidding? No, I'm sure there's more in.
But look what I did find.
Oh, cool.
Just in case.
We've been looking for. Well, we haven't been looking because we weren't actually looking, but we were just wondering if I'd still got one of the stamps that I'd used for Christmas cards several years ago, and we do because somebody Brian knows might be interested in having a few more of them made. So it's a good job we found them. So anyway, paste that over. So rather than worrying about cutting it off, I'm just going to paste it over the edge. And that way then I get a neater edge. So that's that. So hopefully that will dry nicely. I'm just kind of thinking it'll look nice with that kind of opulence that I'm going for that journal. I think I might use some of this as well in on my opulence journal. So this is a wallpaper that might be good as a cover. Show you again.
Isn't that the one I made?
All right. Oh yes, I have. There's one. See, it's like almost like it was meant to be. So there's this here, which is one that's already ready to go. So it's got some.
Take some pages out and put
Yeah.
signature in.
Cool. So those signatures. Sorry, those signatures are made from Janie B's kits. So if you're just wondering where they came from, so and I think I might have those. I'm thinking that kind of group of 3 on there. Okay, you want to clean that up, Dave, because it's going to get stuck to it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that one yet, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so I'm going to have that group of 3, those 3 there, cool. So I'm just going to... Do you know where the vinyl gloves are, Brian? Are they out on the table out there?
Yeah.
Right, if I could just have one. Oh, right, there's one on the floor. Okay, so...
2 on the floor, actually.
Apparently there was 2 on the floor, so when I was looking for them a couple of minutes ago, if I'd looked harder, I was just worried about like negative space on the video, so negative space. Sound like I know what I'm talking about. I mean, as in like nothing happening.
Same thing.
Yeah, well that's what I mean, it's the same thing. I was just explaining to other people what it was. So tear this out of here. Cool. I'm going to put that on here, I think. Like that. Yeah, it'll cover over that window, but then also that will mean that the window is still kind of semi there. I don't know whether I want to go like that actually, or I could go that way. I might go that way. So don't be worried about flipping over your journal pages. I might, before I do that though, see if I've got some. Do I have any of my own, not vellum, what's it called, Brian? Oh, glassine, that's it. So just wondering if I've got any of my own glassine down here. So alright, I don't know whether I reach that far.
I'll look for it.
So don't know. So Brian's gonna.
I've just seen up here what I went to the basement looking for.
Which is what?
Wooden snowflakes.
Oh right. Oh yeah, there's wooden snowflakes here. Sorry, Brian. If I'd known you were looking for wooden snowflakes.
That's alright. I just went on the off chance and then I've just turned around and seen a lot of that. Got almost everything else in wood down there.
Yes, I've got a lot of things in. Well, I've got a lot of things down there because was for making my Christmas journal, which I didn't complete. So ran out of time before Christmas. That's typical. I usually have bits of stuff around me, and I don't appear to have any. Just typical. So there's no negative space. It's just my hand. Anything? No. Can you just pass me a piece of tissue then? A bit of that dressmaker's tissue. Just, yeah, tear me a bit off, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it in this. Just going to make a piece quickly now because I just need a piece of that of this. So Brian's desperately searching before to see if I can.
They're about year big.
All right. Well, can't find it, so. Okay, so we're going to go with this. Plan B is make your own.
Yeah,
Right.
Can you start making your own and then I'll probably find it.
Yeah. I don't need a huge piece of it anyway. I only need a little bit. So I'm going to use about that much. I just want to cover over that window, just so it's not quite so plasticky looking. So I shall use this. I'll just make some of my own glassine really quickly, and hopefully it'll do the job that I need it to do. Just want to, like I said, I just want to cover the window over. It's not a huge piece that I need. I just need enough to cover the window, really. Don't over wet it, Dave. Right, before I dry it, I'm just going to get the very edge of it up, and then hopefully I've got some. I was going to say some sellotape, but this will do. Piece of this, and we're just going to hook this underneath. If we can get the edge up, that means it's just going to be easier when we come to flip it over if it's kind of stuck to something. Yep, cool. Just going to dry this over. I'm going to make sure my envelope's out of the way because that's got a plastic window and that'll just crinkle up. So like I say, the technique was copied from Kim. You know, the technique of actually making the backgrounds, and then I've just stepped into the decorating side of things. Definitely give Kim's a watch as well. She does hers in a lot quicker than I do. It's about 30 minutes hers, her video. She's not a waffler like me, so I kind of hope that's one of the charms I have, that I waffle, rather than one of the irritations that you think, oh, just shut up and just get on with it. Because I know there are some crafters who are very quiet, and there are some crafters who are talkative. And I hope that you're here for the fact that I'm me, rather than you're thinking, I wish you did. You wished I did it in a different way.
And if you wished you did it in a different way,
Don't know whether you heard what Brian said, but I'm not repeating it. So you heard it. It was a bonus. So yeah. So that's all I want to do, is just put that over there, so it's not quite so like plasticky looking. So just going to stick this down with some. Should I use this? Yeah, I'll use this. I'm going to decoupage over it, most of it, but want it to be there and not to be shiny. Again, probably overthinking this whole thing. I know if I'd been Kim, I'd have just, like, you know, decorated over it, collaged over it. It wouldn't have mattered, but I'm not Kim, I'm me. So if I do that, then I think the flowers are upside down. So if I do that, I think that's going to be better. So I'm going to put them that way. So again, I think I'm going to go over the whole thing first, because it just puts a coat of like vintage photo on it, and then the white bits stop being quite so glaringly white, and they kind of blend in a bit more. Like this, this music paper's a bit stark for me, so. And then this, also this, the green of this book page is a bit stark. It doesn't look old enough. So, and I appreciate some people like the newer looking stuff of junk journaling, and that's absolutely fine. And like I'm gonna say, you do you. But I like mine to look old. So we found a vinyl glove now, so I'm going to use this. So I'm going to put it on. I'm going to stretch it out a bit. Now I'm doing it the wrong way round. The reverse side of the napkin, because you get a subtler look from it. But you can use it. So if your image is the wrong way round, or it doesn't fit the place that you want it to, then do it this way round, switch it round. Obviously you can do that as long as you don't have writing on it. So, and I know I've said that time and time again, but the amount of times I've done it and then gone, oh, it's got writing on it, you can tell it's backwards now. So
yeah, that's what collaging's for.
yeah, so then you collage over it. So I'm just going to go over the top of this now. And the only reason I'm going over the top is just because it's the reverse side. You've got kind of like a white blush on it where you've pulled the paper apart and you've got all the paper fibre standing on end, and just doing this just makes them a bit more invisible. So just go over these, and then we're going to have to let this dry naturally, because it's got that window in it. If we don't let it dry naturally, then the window will crinkle up. So there we go. But it should go a bit more transparent as it dries. So like this one is drying here, and you can now start to see the book page behind, even though it was really dark to start with. So that's that. And so what we should have then is we should still have this bit of a window here, so you should still be able to see, you know, if you put something decorative in, you should still be able to see that it's in there. So you can see that, you can even see it right down here. So that's those two. So I think I might just put something on here and then call it a day. So just basically I want something a bit more, again, more a bit opulent looking, but that isn't Christmassy. It's you know, it's that, I think it's that phasing out from when you're phasing from Christmassy looking stuff to being more, you know, it's still warm and winter and cozy, but like not, I haven't burst into spring yet, so I don't know, maybe I just feel I need to be comforted still. I'm just looking for something else that might, let's get this out, something else that might give us that feeling of opulence but without it looking Christmassy. So what's that now? That's not, that's got a picture of a teacup on it. I don't want that. There's this, that's quite opulent, but it's, might use that. Or what's this? Well, that's vegetables. Oh, there's this that Christine sent me. What's that? That's quite opulent. It's not like obviously dark opulence, but it still carries that kind of vein, that kind of I don't know, Victorian look. So, sorry?
I said that looked precarious.
It is precarious. I'm going to put it back in a minute after I've done the video. Just going to put it there. So Brian's just commenting on the fact that the thing I've just moved out of the way is now in a precarious position. That's only because I want to get this bit finished before I finish the video. So time is of the essence. Can't get this off here. Oh, there you go. Peel this bit back. I will finish this one and then we will call it a day. So, get off me. I think this is another one that Christine sent. So I think with this one I'm just going to put the whole, I'll just cover the whole thing and just stick it all down. So not actually cut out the image from the cutout. I mean, like tear out the image from the napkin. I'm gonna just stick the whole thing down. Kind of cover over the whole of the background. I'll just stick that on there, and then it's kind of a bit more potluck when you do it like this, because you can't always get the bits that you wanted to get. Put my glove on. And then just rub that over. Make sure it's all tamped down nicely. I think I'm going to paint over it anyway with the Mod Podge. Just helps it, also helps it to go a bit more translucent. So it helps the white blend in better, especially because you're giving it a more of a book page finish, because I'm using vintage photo. Well, Mod Podge with vintage photo in, so. And then that kind of makes it blend in nicely. It's not white. It's not a white background on a book page background. It's a book page coloured background on a book page background. And then I'm just going to tear this off while it's wet. Well, he says he's going to tear it off, and is it going to tear off? We're going to behave? Yes, we are. Oh well, a little bit behave. Oh, there we go, done it. And then we can either leave this or we can like fold it round. I'm going to leave it on in this case, and then when it's dry I will sand it off. So that's that. And for let's finish that one while I'm here. I might as well do the other one as well. So it's got lemons on it. See what else I've got. See if I can just find something quickly. It's like putting yourself into pressure, isn't it? So find something. How about that? That's quite nice. Yeah, I'll use that. There's probably some of this already started, but I won't be able to find it now, not quickly enough. Oh, it's stuck to my glove now. Okay, take that bit off. Put that in the bin. So this is the last piece now, and we're just going to cover this over. Which side do we want? I think we want to go that side. I think we do it like that, cover the whole thing. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Definitely need to make some more of this now because I've used a lot on these pieces. So, and all it is Mod Podge with some water. A lot of people make it like the thickness of single cream. I go a bit thinner than that. I think it doesn't need to be thick. You don't need it to be. I haven't got any different results from it being like using it neat. I did do a comparison once where I used it neat and then I also used it watered down and actually didn't find any difference.
I didn't think it looked as good neat.
No, yeah, Brian's just said he doesn't think it looked as good
it doesn't make
neat.
the thing disappear as much.
Yeah, so I think we both agree on that. The fact that it doesn't make it blend in so much if it's neat. So I'm just going to go over this and then I'm going to go over the top of this just to make it blend in more because we're using book page coloured background. So we need to use it. So that makes the flowers a bit more book page coloured. So they blend in better. And then hopefully in the next video I'll be able to show you what they look like. In fact, it might be on the still of this video when I post it. There should be the finished image then in the thumbnail, but you might not be able to see it close up. So what I'll do is I'll show you properly in the next video. Go over those little bits, the white bits that stick out. There we go. That's those. Oh, it's tearing off now. There we go. It's tearing off whether we will like it or not. I feel like I'm just wearing the glove now for the fun of it because I don't actually need it.
For the Michael Jackson.
For the Michael Jackson in me. There we go. So that's that. So, screwing that up. Didn't mean to screw that up at all. Okay, so let's take this off because I've just got a sweaty hand now. Don't rinse that in your coffee, Dave. Your cold coffee, as it is now. Okay, so that's what we've done. So we've done that one's almost dry now, and that. And so I think they're going to go in my opulence journal. And this video was inspired by Kim Newberg. Don't forget to check her video out. She's just started out. She's a prolific crafter, and she makes a lot of free digitals and things to share, and she does a whole blog, and I'll link all of her details in the description. But go and check out her new YouTube channel. She makes she makes the substrate of these, so making the envelopes, etc. So go and check out how she does it. But thanks very much for the challenge, Kim. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope if you're new to my channel, I hope you like it. Give it a thumbs up. Even if you're not new to my channel, please can you just give it a thumbs up? Because I know some of you watch it but don't necessarily like it, and if you don't like it, then don't give it a thumbs up. That's fine. But the interaction really helps me build my channel and build my exposure. And if you're new, subscribe. Really be grateful if you subscribed as well. So if you've been watching this, you'll know that I'm very transparent and honest about who I am and my mental health and where I am in the world and where I see myself in the world. So if that's for you, then great. If it's not, just give it a thumbs up. So all right then. So thanks very much for watching. My name's Dash of Dave. You know what I'm going to say? I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. So take care, folks. I'll see you in the next video. Love to you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Big crafty hugs, and I'll see you soon. Take care, folks. Bye. Bye.